Mizoram begins this week by celebrating one of its respected social organizations. Today, 6 July, is the day when the Mizo Meitse Insui Kompol MHEP marks its 52nd Foundation Day. In a message issued on Saturday, Governor General Dr. Vijay Kumar Singh praised MHEP for its service since it was established on 6 July 1974. He said the organization has played an important role in protecting women's rights, promoting social justice, preserving Mizo culture, and supporting women through legal, educational, and health initiatives. He also noted that MHEP received the Nari Shakti Puraskar in 2016. Ahead of the celebrations, MHEP leaders visited relief camps in Sihmui, Sairang, and Chonpui on Saturday to distribute food, sanitary napkins, and other essential supplies to women displaced by the conflict in Myanmar. Mizoram has published its draft electoral roll under the Election Commission of India's Special Intensive Revision SIR 2026, marking a significant milestone in the revision process. Addressing the media in Aizawl, Chief Electoral Officer Garima Gupta said the state now has 8,28,906 registered voters. She said booth-level officers BLOs began house-to-house verification on 30th May, collecting and digitizing voter information across the state. According to the Chief Electoral Officer, Mizoram became the first participating state or union territory to complete 100% digitization of electoral data ahead of the scheduled timeline. Voters have been urged to verify their names and details in the draft electoral roll and submit any claims or objections by 4th August. Responding to concerns regarding alleged foreign voters, Ms. Garima Gupta said the verification process found no illegal foreign nationals included in Mizoram's electoral roll. Even so, the issue of foreign voters continued to attract public attention. On Saturday, the Tlapung Branch Young Mizo Association began its own document verification drive following a resolution passed by the Lunglei Sub-Headquarters YMA. Volunteers visited rented houses, hostels, shops, and private homes to verify voter identity cards, birth certificates, and other official documents. Parents' voter cards were also checked for minors. Anyone with incomplete documents has been asked to submit them before 11th July. The exercise comes after concerns were raised over the increase in voter numbers in parts of southern Mizoram, although election officials maintain that no illegal names have been found. The Public Health Engineering Department has assured residents that Aizawl's water supply remains stable despite major repair work under the Great Aizawl Water Supply Scheme Phase 1. The project was badly damaged during Cyclone Rimal in 2024 when flooding along the Tlong River affected the main pumping station. Engineers are now raising key structures to protect them from future floods. Although some pumps are temporarily out of service, officials have increased water production from Phase 2 and Phase 3, allowing regular water supply to continue with only a slight reduction in daily distribution. Mizoram has also sought stronger support from the central government to boost industries and trade. Speaking at the Board of Trade meeting in New Delhi on Friday, Commerce and Industries Minister Puev Roding Liana requested central assistance to establish ginger processing units so farmers can earn more from value-added products. He also called for greater investment in bamboo-based industries and urged the center to fully utilize the Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport project once completed. The minister further requested that an MSME Development Facilitation Office be set up in Mizoram to better support local entrepreneurs. The state government says 2 major higher education projects are moving forward steadily. During a departmental review meeting on Friday, Higher and Technical Education Minister Dr. Vanel Thana said preparations are continuing for classes to begin at Mizoram Engineering College in Pukpui, Lunglei. He also said efforts are underway to make the proposed Mizoram State University operational as soon as possible. The minister highlighted recent faculty recruitment, including 36 regular assistant professors, 58 regularized RUSA assistant professors, and 170 contract assistant professors, saying stronger institutions and better teachers will improve opportunities for students. Mizoram is also preparing for the implementation of India's 3 new criminal laws. On Friday, Home Minister Puke Sabdanga inaugurated a state-level conference cum joint refresher course at the Aizawl Club in Aizawl. Organized by the Mizoram State Legal Services Authority and the Assam Judicial Academy, the program focused on the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, and Bharatiya Shakshya Adhiniyam. The Home Minister said the new laws aim to improve investigations, strengthen the justice system, and make better use of scientific evidence and digital technology. Police officers, judges, magistrates, and legal experts attended the training. Support for ginger farmers also remains a priority. On Friday, Agriculture Minister Pupisi Vanilruada visited Tualteng in Sampai District to inspect a new ginger processing center being built with support from the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region. He said the project will benefit farmers across the area by creating better market opportunities. The minister also announced that the government expects to provide around Rs 70 lakh under its ginger support price scheme this year. He added that the government will continue promoting value-added agriculture to help farmers earn higher incomes. Employees of the Mara Autonomous District Council have announced a 2-day pen-down strike over promotion and service rule disputes. Speaking in Siaha on Friday, the MADC Ministerial Service Association claimed ministerial staff have fewer promotion opportunities than technical employees. The association also questioned promotions that were allegedly made without the required departmental examinations. Leaders said the strike will take place on Monday and Tuesday and warned that stronger protests could follow if their concerns are not addressed. Political activity also remained busy throughout the weekend. At a meeting on Friday, Mizoram Pradesh Congress Committee President Pulel Thanzara criticized the ruling ZPM government, saying it has failed to meet the public expectations while expressing concerns over the BJP's growing influence. On Saturday, Home Minister and Aizawl North 3 MLA Puke Sabdanga addressed a ZPM party meeting where he stressed that unity and teamwork are essential for good governance. He also thanked voters for their continued support and promised to remain committed to serving his constituency. Mizoram's campaign against illegal drugs continued to receive strong community support. On Friday, the Central Young Mizo Association and the Excise and Narcotics Department organized training for members of the Central Anti-Drug Squad and Zone Anti-Drug Squad. The program focused on identifying drug offenses, legal procedures, and improving cooperation with enforcement agencies. And on Saturday, Kadlabrunch YMA marked its 64th Rising Day by donating food and essential supplies worth more than Rs 4.23 lakhs to 2 rehabilitation centers at Sakortuitsun and Puntong, supporting people recovering from substance addiction. Development work also continued across different parts of Mizoram. On Friday, Assembly Speaker Pulel Biagzama inaugurated a new market shed and a school building at Kolyan. And on Saturday, Deputy Speaker and Colosib MLA Pulel Famkima launched construction of a new multi-story market complex at Diakon, which is expected to be completed within a year. He also announced improvements to the town's water supply system. Meanwhile, Aizawl South 3 MLA P. Beryl Vanne Sangi continued visiting village councils across her constituency to hear local concerns and identify priority development projects together with community leaders. That is all for today. Thank you for watching.